If you think investments and entrepreneurship are just for adults, think again. Encouraging children to do business may be challenging at first, but starting them young increases their chances of becoming a millionaire, even before they reach 20 years old. And to tell us about how to harness kids' financial mindset and IQ, we have with us here serial entrepreneur Marco Victoria. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
So, tell me, how is this possible? How can kids become millionaires by age 20? Because I know you're a speaker and you have workshops that teaches kids to do just that.
Yeah.
And there are success stories.
Yeah. So there are a
How is
couple
it
of
possible?
ways. There are a couple of ways to do it. So some would go into entrepreneurship, like most Chinese families would train their kids really young to learn into the business. Then some financial planners would have their kids learn about mutual funds and stock market investing. This seminar we're coming up with, we're giving them a mix of both. So we're going to teach kids about entrepreneurship and investing more than saving.
Investing more than saving. Okay, and that's not what a lot of people are not really familiar with is, you know, for kids to invest at such a young age, because usually you just teach them, all right, this is how you save.
Yeah.
And so what's the difference between saving and investing?
I see it this way. It's like money is like seed. So when you teach the kids to save the money, it's like putting the seed in their pockets. But if you invest, you plant the seed, you dirty the seed, you put soil, you water it every day, you give sun, you nurture the seed, you make it grow. At the end of the day, you reap your hard work's labor. It gives you fruits. It gives you more seeds. So investing is doing a little hard work. It's compared to putting the seed in your pocket, where after 5-10 years, it's still seeds.
Right, so it's instead of just putting your money away, you are making your money grow,
Yes.
basically. But how? How do you invest? And what kind of investments are appropriate for young kids? Because these are kids that go from ages 9 up to their teens,
Yeah.
right? So where can they invest their money?
So one is banks. Some banks offer membership for kids, for teens, where they can put in money and it grows very little. They give an interest rate. And then part of the seminars, we teach kids stock market. So it may be, the sound of stock market may be too big for kids.
But they understand it.
But they understand
after
it.
the workshop is
Yeah,
done.
it's like giving them their favorite fast food. Like if you give us a few pesos of your money, you'll be a part owner of this favorite fast food of yours. So that's how the stock market works. Then another way of doing it is business. So business naman, it's teaching the kids how to create a product out of raw materials or offer a service that they can do for others and get paid for it. So I'll be talking about that in this seminar about business.
Okay, I've been to your website and I read some testimonials of parents that spoke of their kids that went to your workshop and learned so much. So can you share some of these sort of success stories that these kids went through? Para they'll believe that these kids really did make good investments.
One example is my favorite is my cousin. He was 5 years old that time. He would sell bangus, like frozen bangus. Like when they have visitors at their house, he would put on his coat, put a yellow tie.
Oh, I love it.
And then he made these flyers and please buy for me or else blah blah blah. I'm gonna cry or
else else I'll throw a tantrum and not leave you alone.
A kid selling and someone our age selling, you can't say no to a kid.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they learn how to sell. They learn how to present themselves. They learn how to talk to adults.
And that's a kid, what age?
5 years old.
As young as 5.
Yes.
Okay, so he's selling, so he's learning
So
how
he's
to make
earning.
money.
So instead of asking the parents, can you buy this from me?
Right.
Can you give me money so I could buy this toy? So as a parent, you'd rather say, why won't you earn for it? Why won't you work for it?
And then what about that kid who made 20 million in his, is that true? Was there someone that made 20 million before they reached, oh no, I'm sorry, a million or became a millionaire before they reached 20 years old? So how did this kid do it?
There are lots of stories about kids
like
doing that.
Well, you became, well, I don't want to mention it on camera, but, you know, like your story alone.
My story alone, I was doing bad in school, so kids don't listen to this. I was doing bad in school. I dropped out of college. Then I would start businesses left and right, small ones, and it would fail all the time. I grew up. I was raised by my family. We have a family business, so we were selling medical supplies at that time. So I would go there. I would help them sell. I would do the Xerox machine. I would repair doctor stuff like stethoscopes and all these things. At a young age, I was exposed to business. And I saw the potential to make money by buying this at Divisoria and selling this at our store, just by making pa-cute sa mga buyers. Since I was a kid.
So as simple as that.
As simple as that can make money for such a young age. And
so how did it develop into, like, now you have 5 or more businesses?
Now I have 18 businesses,
18.
very diverse.
Okay, all different kinds.
Yeah, from cars to shoes, to very diverse. And it started with my passion. So kids at that age, 9 to 12, 2 things. They would go to school, and they had extracurricular activities. Now, school is important. It builds up your IQ, your knowledge. Now, extracurricular, it builds your passion, what you want to do in life, your interests. And if you're going to be a businessman, that's very important to start with your passion. What do you love to do?
Right.
What is that one thing that you would do even if you don't get paid?
Right.
So that's where you start your first business. As a kid, that's what we're going to teach.
Also, because you have to be resilient, because not every business that you start up will succeed right away. So you might go through some failure before you actually succeed. But what about the money? I mean, every business that you open, you need you need money. So how do kids come up with the money to open a business?
Simple.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
How can I come up with money to open a business?
If you're a kid, you always have parents and godparents and lolo and lola there. If you're a kid. Now, if you're a bit older, one principle I like is called OPM. It means other people's money.
Have people invest.
Yes. So as a kid, if you need a 1,000 peso business, it's easy to get 10 people to get 100 pesos each.
Right. Right. You just have to prove to them, again, sales skills.
Yes.
So like
you need to present yourself.
Yeah, like the 5-year-old that threw a tantrum just to buy the milk fish. So you have to have those convincing skills. Now I know you have a workshop coming up, Truly Rich Kids, How to Become a Young Millionaire Camp.
Yes.
And you said that a couple of the workshops are already sold out, but you still have more, and that they can look into your website to get more information. Now, what is the most important lesson they can learn from this workshop?
It's what I was explaining a while ago, investing and saving. Most Filipino families are trained na when they get money for Christmas, lagay mo sa bangko or give it to me, tago natin. When you're old, we'll give it to you, or we'll buy you this, we'll buy you that. This seminar, what we aim is, when the kid gets an aguinaldo or earned from doing a house chore, we'll teach them how to grow that money. So that's seed money. That's puhunan in business. That's seed money in the stock market. And if stock market investors now, they would usually start when they work na 25, 28, 30. They become millionaires 5, 10 years down the road. Businessmen start businesses at 25, 28, 35.
So why not start early?
Why not start early and be a millionaire by 20?
And these are things that kids don't really learn at school. So your workshop will be very helpful if they want to learn these skills. As to say, well, thank you so much. We already flashed on the screen the information if they want to get in touch with you and if they want to join the workshop. Thanks again for chatting with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And that was Marco Victoria. He's an entrepreneur, and he was just chatting with us about their To Become a Young Millionaire Camp.